Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, as we know, this life that we spending is very limited and it always related to the time. So, if anything, depending on time or related to the time, that we have to know it is changeable. So then whatever in our mind as desires or whatever you hold something as like or as a world, just look and see yourself, is it depending on time? So if it is depending on time, don't claim it as yours. Even though you maintain it, even though you hold it, even though you be with it, always remember yourself, it's going to change. And when it comes to life, sometimes this everything is like a dream. In many spiritual teachings, in many scriptures, many sutras, it's talk kind of like dreams. Even though we know this is a dream, and sometimes we don't want to wake up ourselves. It happened because of the mental formations or it called sanskara. It means our own past experience or the past habitual patterns. So how we can get out of this? When you able to recognize the things in this very moment, that means when you able to see things as they are, or how things come to be as they are in the present moment, in that very moment, your mind get out of mental formations or from your past experience. So again and again, when you able to release your own mind from your own previous thoughts, that is how your mind start to detach from your past. So otherwise, the mostly what we does, we again and again remind our past. So when you remind your past what is happening, it become powerful and again you experience it. So with the meditation, especially in samatha meditation, what we does in the beginning, we unplug this mental formations or the roots that related with the past, and then rescue or the release our mind and able to exist itself without depending from the past experience. So that is a way that you can get out of the dream. It's kind of like you wake up. But the thing is, my point is here today, just waking up is not going to enough when it comes to vipassana level. So why that we mentioned that for the Buddha, awakened one. So that means it completely, there's no possibility go back to sleep. But our situation is completely different. It's like this. I give an example. When you sleep on your bed, now you lying down and you sleeping and you having a dream. There are people sometimes, they have dreams, even they don't know it is a dream. They just completely deep sleep. So there are people in life, they are completely caught up with the certain mental views and they see just only that. They don't see anything else. Even they don't see that existence is there, that other people exist, other things, other living beings exist. They don't see that. And even they don't want to see it. And they have no idea to even recognize that. And another person, they sleeping and having a dream, and they wake up. They wake up, when they wake up, they know they had a dream. But the important thing, they don't move their body any single movement. They don't make any movement. What they does? They recognize they had the dream and they go back to sleep. Even they don't move little bit. They knew they had the dream, but they go back to sleep. They attach not to the dream, they attach to the sleep. And another person, they having a dream and they wake up. They wake up, they don't make any movements, they go back to sleep. Why? Because they attach to the dream and they want to continue the dream, thinking they will get back to whatever they lost. So that is one thing. See, one person having a dream and they completely in dream, even they don't see, they don't know they are in dream. And one person wake up and then go back to sleep because they attach to the sleep. And another person, they wake up, they recognize they had a dream and they attach to the dream, not the sleep. And sometimes even the daytime, and they go to the sleep, and maybe even they want to continue the dream next day even. And it's kind of like a happy dream, sweet dreams. They don't want to let go, even that whatever the desire they had in this life, in the conventional life, they know it's not going to happen. So this all the things came out in the dream, they happy to experience it. So even sometimes next day they go back to sleep thinking that yesterday whatever the dream, they can continue there. So that means they attach to the dream. Some people attach to the sleep, some people attach to the dream. And then another person, they recognize and they had the dream. So then what is happening? They wake up, but they hate the dream. They hate the dream, and it is kind of like a maybe unpleasant dream. Don't know whatever they saw. Maybe it is a kind of like a puzzle in the part by part, and they hate the dream. And they hate the dream and go here and there, and then always in mind, it's bring a doubt. And then another person, they having dreams, and then they get out and they start to look. They don't hate it. They start to question. Like even during the Buddha's time, see that even I gave some examples, then you recognize it, how common this is and how it has a huge, big history. So Queen Mahamaya, when the day that she got pregnant, she had a dream. That little white elephant came with the lotus flower and went around that her bed and entered to the womb. So the very next day, what happened? The king called all the wise people and start to ask, what is this? See, it 2,600 years ago. And then another dream, King Kosala, that he had many dreams, and one day he came to Buddha and asked, oh, Venerable Sir, that I had this kind of dreams, what this is. And then the Buddha explained according to that. So even during Buddha's time, this dreams is kind of like something. So then most of the time you see in the history, and sometimes people, this dream is kind of like a puzzle for some people. Since some people know how to tell about the dream. So this is a kind of something. And when I study about this, so somehow the important thing is, even see that the very nature that we have to understand, some people don't know, they are sleeping, forget about that. But the question is this, some people wake up out of the dream, but still they go back to. And some people get out of the dream and then they attach to the dream and they go back to sleep thinking to having, even they know it is a dream, but still they go to believing that they can see it. They know it is a dream. It's mean very simple, it's not real, but still they like. And other people, they know it is a dream, but they hate it. If it is a dream, why you hate it? I remember like few years back, early morning, there was one of our devotee. He already passed away. And early morning, he came and knocked on my door and, oh, Bhante, Bhante. I was thinking something happened to him. I just wake up and then open the door and then he had a dream. So then he having a very difficult time to deal with this dream. So then he kind of like he disappointed, but he don't know it is a dream. So that's the question that you have to ask yourself when you know it is a dream. So how that you come to a point that you hate it? And there are people, and then it's kind of like a puzzle, and once it become a dream, and they go with it and they like to look for it and dig for it and get the details about it and find more other extra details about it. So once you come to the vipassana level of practice, that you recognize that in this conventional life, even though this from birth to death during this time period, which we call living or the existence, it'll also kind of like a dream like that. And with our mind, we experience the same kind of things with the desires. And again in the samsara, again and again, we go back to sleep, or maybe we attach to the dream and we come back to the dream. We like to see this. So, and sometimes we like to question this, and again we go with this. Sometimes we hate this and we try to destroy this. So this everything, what we see, hear, smell, taste, this everything. When you look from this moment to your past, look, it is already a dream. But still, some things from this point to your past, you hate. And some you like, you want to repeat it tomorrow. And some create a puzzle. And maybe entire your life, whatever happened in the past, entire your life you investing to look what it is. And some even don't know what this is, and they have no idea, and they don't want to look about it, they don't want to get out of it, or they don't know this is a dream, they just go with whatever they have. So the vipassana is a method that you come out of it and observe and recognize and how this is happening. So for that one thing in the very first level, what you have to do, you calm down. Why? Because this dream always follow with this our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. There is no end. So our ears like deers. Why? The deers always like to hear the sound, beautiful sounds. So sometimes hunters make a beautiful sounds, then the deers come closer to that, then they kill. So some flies like eyes. So remember, deers like ears, flies, eyes like flies. It attached to the light. So it always, go and burn themselves. And nose like bees. And the whatever the nectar gives the aromas, it go to that. And they don't care about sunset, and they keep digging to the nectar again and again and again, and then end of the day they die there. And our tongue is like the fish, always look for a bite. And one day, but what will happen? The fisherman going to get it. And the body is like a elephant. Why? The elephant always like to rub. No? Elephants always like to rubbing their body. And so like that, we are always like to this the attachment or the sensual touch. And we keep going with it. We don't see that anything else. And our mind is like the spider. The spider is always create the web and web binder. So it always creating the web. So the mind also, so web binding, this always creating the web. And with our thoughts, with the past, future, and the present. So this is the nature that we all have. But to get out of it, what the Buddha mentioned, and the very first thing that you have to see yourself, you have to come to a point to see, do you need this? So if you need this, no one can tell you to get out of it. But in case for some people, they recognize they don't need this, because they already knows what is this. And they already know this is a dream, and this is a risk, and this not belong to anybody. Even the self, that thinking we want, or that self also not real. So then when you want to exit, then the very first thing that you have to do, to start to stop your mind responding. Just let it to settle down. You're not going to lose anything. But we have fear. If we don't respond, what will happen? Even you don't respond to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, nothing going to happen. Nothing going to happen. Just 5 minutes closing your eyes, you're not going to lose anything. You're at home. So even you can make sure you can lock everything and shut down all the windows, even put a security guard around it and close 5 minutes your eyes. You will see how difficult it is. And even everybody not going to disappear. That everybody keep connection with you. And if you turn off your cell phone 5 minutes, nothing going to happen. And 5 minutes not eating, maybe you feel hungry, but not eating, you're not going to die. So we have, our body have the capacity at least to 3 days. You can go with the without kind of like a heavy food, and just liquid like water, kind of like a juice or something like that. smoothie like that. You can go for 7 days that completely without this anything, like with the water and little bit that liquid things. But we, how about we, when we miss a meal, we think we're going to die. We think like that. And the eating is one of the big reason for us to live sometimes. For some people, they know only that. They work, they eat, they sleep. And that's what they're doing. And reproducing. That's what they're doing. Nothing else. So, but you have to think yourself, is it worth for you? If it is worth for you, it's up to you. But if you think it is not worth for you, and just give a little break. No need to create, you no need to decide, oh, one day I go, 24 hours I go into practice meditation. No, don't do that. Give a 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quality sound, deep practice. 10 minutes, that's enough. You go for that. And try yourself. What you have to try. Don't do anything, just everything to settle down. Just let everything to be there. When you're able to come to a point like that way, it is a kind of like giving a wake up call. It's kind of like giving a wake up shake yourself to recognize this everything how it is happening. You, in the very first level, in samatha, you see things as it is, but that's not enough. Just seeing something as it is not going to take you away from it. You just see it. You don't recognize it. But from that point, you go to the vipassana level. So in the vipassana level, that we see cause and effect. So from the ancient time to today, people talk about the cause and effect. And a lot of universities, a lot of lectures, they go with the cause and effect. Most of people know about cause and effect. Even the Buddhism, that most people know about cause and effect, especially when it comes to karma, and even when it comes to mind, this everything, 5 aggregates, people know about the cause and effect, causality. But we miss something. That is what you have to understand. So, cause and knowingly cause and effect is important. But when you see the cause and effect, what it try to show you, when you see the cause and effect, it try to show you the change. But mostly we see the cause and effect, but we don't see how the cause change and how the effect change, and this interconnection change the result. Maybe you say that when you turn on the switch, light on, as a result of the switch on, the light arises. And then you recognize, oh, this is because of that, or this interconnected. There's no separation. This depending from this, so that dependent origination. We all know this. But why we cannot get? Because we don't go beyond it. We are kind of like a bias to Dhamma. We are biased to words. That is what happened. So, but the Dhamma is not like that. Dhamma has no limit. No, it's not bound to the time or the words or anything. That's why there is another sentence called akalika. No, it's not bound to the time. No, not bound to, so if it is not bound to time, you cannot get it to word. If it is get it to word, any word you cannot keep the same. It's not going to happen. Why? Because the word change according to the person. So as example, the one word, just imagine yourself, one word. For a child, it give a different meaning. For a young bird, teenager, give a different meaning. Same word. For a young person, it giving a different meaning. Elders, it giving a different meaning. So that's why the Dhamma is not related to the time. So if it is not related to time, you cannot bring it to words. But our problem is we bound to the words, we believe words, we worship words. We not go beyond the word. We afraid to drop the words. But in the very nature of the vipassana meditation, that's why it is one of the beautiful, one of the most highest experience that you can get. You get understand something without bounding to words. You recognize something without words. So that is why, but we learn the cause and effect, causality, dependent origination. We know things, but we afraid to go beyond it. So because of that, what is happening? We just caught up in the dream every day, and we question it. It's kind of like a puzzle. We go with it, and we study about it, but still, it's still we caught up in the dream. But remember, when it comes to the vipassana level of practice meditation, in the samatha level, you tranquilize, you detach from the past and the future, you come to the point, and then from there, you go deeper and you recognize how things come to be as they are. That is not enough. How things come to be as they are, and you see each and everything change and according to its own behavior and according to its own relationship. Itself, it's change, and the connection change, outcome change. We experience only the change in the bottom line. So if you're able to get that, and that is where you come out of real dream. You come out of your dream, you come out of your sleep, but without hating it or without liking it. That is the beauty of real wake up. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi dīghāyuko bhava. Ettavata cammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.